Hi everybody. How's it going? Eyes. Ever think about eyes and how they're balls and they occupy a zone in your face? It's just wild. I was in the eyeball zone. What the fuck? I'm literally filming this the day after having been featured on Thought Slime's Eyeball Zone, which, wow. I'm still processing this. This has been a really surreal week. Honestly, right now in general, it's just kind of a very surreal time. And it works out nicely that I need to make some bath bombs today, which I haven't done in a while, and I really enjoy making bath bombs. So I'm gonna talk to you while doing this. And to start off, we are going to put in a cup of baking soda into a bowl. I need everybody to know that I really was not expecting to be in the eyeball zone this soon, at all. Really was not. Let me tell you what my Tuesday was like. Tuesday, this past week, I had this moment of like, okay, I really like my my fat phobia video. I'm really proud of it. It came out good. I'm getting some really great feedback on it. It's just a really solid video. I feel like this would be a good video to submit to the eyeball zone. Now, I know some people who have been featured in the eyeball zone, and some of them told me that like, or just kind of in talking about it, talked about how it was like literally, you know, like for example, John the Duncan, I believe was on last week or the week before that, something like that. And apparently he had submitted 18 months ago. But when I heard that, there was a part of me that actually kind of felt like, oh, okay, that's kind of good in a way, depending on who you are, because it's like, it gives me time, say like if you're, you know, like me and a very small channel, to like kind of grow a little bit. And then by the time I get into the eyeball zone, you know, I have time. So for me, there was like this sense of like, okay, I have a buffer. Everything else is a half cup, at least for all the dry ingredients. I always do dry ingredients first, because I just think it's easier to do all the dry ingredients. And then we'll move on to the wet ingredients. But next we need a half cup of cornstarch. Until it touches the bathtub water, and then we will activate the vortex. I finally am like, you know what? Let's just do it. Let's just send out the email. In like a year, maybe, we will get something back. And I sent that email at, it was like 12:18. It was like literally right before my lunch break. I sent off the email, and then I messaged my partner who lives in, I have a long distance partner who lives in Texas, and was just sort of like, hey, you know that eyeball zone that cool person Mildred does? Like, hey, I'm gonna be, I submitted. I got up the courage and submitted myself, and it was kind of funny because he even made this sort of joke about like, oh, like, when are you gonna be on? It's like, babe, no. It can take literally years. Personally, I think the easiest way to do everything is mixing the dry ingredients as you go along, because it just makes it a little bit easier to handle. Things are still gonna fly, things are still gonna go wild, but that's just how it works. Also, I am covered in cat hair. There you go. Oh, by the way, I apologize that I'm not like wearing makeup or anything, but this is how I usually am, just hanging out in my apartment. I mean, actually, usually I am braless and either pantless or wearing pajama pants that are super loose and comfy. But I'm not ready for the internet to see what my unbridled tits are like. 12:51 comes around. I tend to be on my phone a lot, probably more so than I should be. But I was checking my phone and I had an email. Now we're gonna put in a half cup of some, what is this, Epsom salt. It took me a minute. Sometimes Epsom salt can like get clumpy on you, so as you're going through, you just wanna make sure that you're like kind of going through those clumps. I just saw a clump in there. Die. So yeah, you know, I'm just like fucking around my phone, and then at 12:51, not even a full hour after I send this email, I have an email from Mildred being like, hey, so funny story. This is extremely relevant to the video I'm working on right now. And I was just about to start going through my email looking for fat phobia videos when I saw this in my inbox. So congratulations. And I believe the exact wording was like, Lord Oculon's light shines on you. Next, we're gonna put in some citric acid. Now, sometimes people don't put this in their bath bombs because, like, if you're skin sensitive, the bubbliness that this causes, it can irritate skin. So, like, if you have sensitive skin, you can certainly keep this out. When I saw that email from Mildred, I lost my shit. I was at work. Oh, that's a big clump. And I lost my shit. I could not believe that I had an answer so quickly. I really did not think I would hear from them for some time, if ever. Like, I really thought it was gonna be a while. Oh, I meant to do that. And then I just didn't really know what to do with that information. Like, I wasn't sure, I was a little unclear how quick Mildred's turnaround was. Like, I know that they make videos every week, but I was a little unclear, like, when in the week do they ever start making any videos in the future? Like, do they have like a couple scripts going out at each given time? I don't know. I don't know them. I only know them parasocially. So, like, what the fuck do I know about Mildred? You know, like, he's his own person. What the fuck do I know? I just kind of sat on it, and also it was just so surreal. It just did not feel real. Something everybody watching needs to know is that I have the worst timing ever. Just like all the time. I've always had really horrible timing. I am the kind of person who first premiered a burlesque number a month before COVID. On 3 separate occasions that I can think of, I hooked up with somebody who the next day realized that they wanted to be in a long-term relationship with somebody else. So the idea that I had that good, like, cosmic, like, universe interference timing just did not fucking make sense to me. The other aspect of this, the other reason why at the time I didn't say anything at first, really was this, that I know a lot. I'm starting to get to know some other YouTube creators, most of whom are larger than me. And some of them were larger than me, but, like, still on the smaller sides. You know what I mean? Like, we're all kind of this interesting, what is this gesture? We're queer. And some of them have not been featured in the eyeball zone yet. So there are people I am now connected to who have not been on the eyeball zone yet, who have been making videos longer than me, and who I frankly think should have more subscribers. So I was in this kind of weird position where my imposter syndrome was, like, really acting up. And my imposter syndrome is always acting up. My imposter syndrome is a bitch, to be honest with you all. Okay, so the next ingredient that we're gonna put in, this one, it's kind of a mouthful. Let's see if I can pronounce it. Sodium lauryl sulfocetate? The abbreviation for this, which again I'll probably put on screen here at some point, is SLSA. So I like to call it salsa. And this is what gives us bubbles. I like bubbles. If you don't like bubbles, you don't have to put this in. I love bubbles, so I try to make sure to put some of this in. Now, one thing about this particular ingredient, this is some very dusty salsa. And basically what that means is that anytime you open this up or use it, it tends to get very dusty. It likes to fly into the air. It is perfectly safe. It is made of, I believe it's coconut. It flies into the air and it can irritate eyes. It can also make you cough a lot, which it does for me for certain. So while I put it in and get it mixed in, I will be wearing a mask, which, hey, I now have masks because of the world. The first time I ever used this, I didn't wear a mask, and oh boy, it went everywhere. Oh, and it just went all over my counter. See? Wear a fucking mask. Wear a fucking mask. So I go through the week knowing that Mildred's next video will come out new on Friday, and I'm uncertain whether or not I'll be in it. And it occurs to me, I probably could have just asked Mildred. I probably could have just gone, hey, so do you mean like this week or next week? But I already felt weird enough about having been seen by her at all. So I was just like, maybe I'll just be quiet. I sent like a thank you email, but that was basically it. So the hour leading up to noon on Friday, I was just like anxious. I just like my body was revved up. I was like constantly checking YouTube. I was just like, holy shit. Noon comes, and oh boy, I was on it, everybody. Very quickly after the video came out, I started getting the comments. You all know what I mean. If you're here from Thought Slime, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Just a lot of eye emojis, a lot of like Lord Oculon has smiled on you comments, and it was incredible. I cannot tell you what it felt like to see my face featured on a creator's video who I really admire. At this point, we're probably safe to take off our mask. So it just felt really weird, and the comments start coming in and the views start going up. At time that I'm recording this, the views were around 4K on the fat phobia video, which was incredible. A bunch of the other videos, my older videos, are also getting obviously a little bit of boost because some people are like, oh, okay, I like this video. What are other videos like? So fucking dusty. At one point, I got so overwhelmed by everything that I had to go take a walk. And I want you all to know, I work in an office. We get a half-hour break and two 15-minute breaks. Technically, I could combine all of them into one hour break, but I like to break up my day just so that I'm not like losing my mind. So the fact that I walked during my lunch break was like kind of a big deal because I don't have a lot of time to eat, but I was just so revved up. I'm like, nope, I gotta fucking walk. Okay, so next we're gonna focus on the wet ingredients. You should always mix your wet ingredients separate before adding into the dry ingredients because as you add the wet ingredients, that's gonna change like the consistency and you want everything to mix really well. Jojoba oil, which for the longest time I thought was pronounced jojoba, and apparently that is incorrect. You wanna do 2 teaspoons of this first. And I like to mix everything just in a measuring cup because I just think it's easier. Yeah, and then, you know, I start seeing some people are starting to follow me on Twitter. The subscriber count started fucking going up, just insane. You know, when before the eyeball zone, I had just reached like 200 subscribers. It was just really overwhelming to just see that influx of views and then all the comments. Oh my God, all the comments. Like obviously there were some of the more like, you know, oh, eyeballs, Lord Oculon from the eyeball zone, sent here from Mildred, you know, things like that. But then there were also some like really amazing, thoughtful, deep comments. By the way, if you left a comment, I probably did read it. I tried to respond to a lot of them. At one point, it looked like my comments weren't getting posted. So it's possible that if you didn't get a comment, it's because I had some weird tech glitch on my side. So next we're gonna put in a teaspoon of some vitamin E skin oil. This combined with the jojoba is really good for your skin. One reason I like jojoba is that it's really good for reducing redness, and as you may notice, my face has a lot of redness in it pretty much at all times. Last but definitely not least, we have this, which is called polysorbate 80. Polysorbate 80 is an oil that is great for bath bombs because what it does is it kind of like evenly distributes everything in your bath bomb, like making sure all the oils are dispersed in like a nice even fashion, as opposed to maybe like kind of getting clumped into certain parts or not like really dispersing correctly in your bath bomb. Also, it's great because it helps increase your color in your bath bomb as well. So you want to have a teaspoon of that. Really? Joys of filming. So yeah, I've been reading everyone's comments. I've been just blown away. Some people have shared some really vulnerable stories, and thank you if you did. I'm having a moment. No, it's fine. It's fine. I was just trying to film a heartwarming little message to my new subscribers and followers and people finding this channel, but no, it's fine. I'm fine. Just this is what America sounds like, 24/7. I personally find it is easiest to really make sure everything is mixed in to just do it with my hands. You can use your bare hands if you want. I'm putting on gloves, not because there's any, again, nothing in this is necessarily harmful. Some of it, if you have sensitive skin, can kind of irritate it a bit. This is really more just to make sure it's not like, I don't want it to be seeping into my skin. I want the oils to stay in the mixture. There we go. One of my favorite comments that I'm pretty sure I shouted out on Twitter was just the fact that someone said that they felt I was like Abigail Thorne. Thank you. Please always compliment me that way. As you may have noticed, I'm a bit of a fan. You just want to like mix it in. You want to make sure that nothing is too clumpy. So as the oils kind of like settle in, you're kind of going in and just getting all those little clumps. And by the end of that, you'll have this it's still very powdery. It's very fine, it's very powdery, but you now have some nice oils in that. the next step in this process, which I personally think is the funnest step, is we're gonna start getting colors worked out. Now, I personally, when I make bath bombs, I like to try and like divide it into a couple different colors. So we're gonna be doing 2 different colors today. So I got more bowls. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try my best to distribute this as evenly as possible so that we have essentially half of the mix in one bowl and the other half in the other bowl. Also, this is part of the reason, the other reason why I like to wear gloves when I do this is just that I don't necessarily want to dye my skin. So let's go over here. I am going to be doing this nice, I think this is called raspberry mica color. It's like very pink, very vibrant. And then also, just to satisfy my inner goth girl, we got these nice black ones. This one is technically not a mica. This is a black oxide pigment. I also am going to be adding in some like biodegradable, environmentally friendly glitter. I got this like really nice, pretty pink echo glitter. And then I got this like really pretty glittery, very fine glitter. I'm gonna put that right there. Mica can go a very far way, especially like the really bright colored mica. So you don't necessarily need a lot. So this is like a 1/8 teaspoon, and I'm just gonna be putting in like little bits of that. Start off with just like with 3 for now, and we'll just start mixing that in. I'm going to occasionally be spritzing with this, which is some witch hazel. You can use water. Water is possible. I like to use witch hazel just because like it's a little bit better for your skin. It smells nice, and also it just like, I don't know, to me it feels like it helps to add moisture into your bath bomb to get all the ingredients to like combine the way they're supposed to without being too heavy, because if you add too much moisture you could accidentally activate your bath bomb and it'll start fizzing like crazy and then you can't use it. So this allows it to kind of like more evenly disperse, and also it's just fun. Some of the comments I did get were some criticisms, but a lot of them, honestly, even the criticisms were actually really helpful. You know, like I had a few people noting some things that I actually do agree with. There were some shitty people. There's always going to be shitty people. That's just how it works. And honestly, you know what? Fine. Thanks for the engagement. I only had one person that I just straight up deleted their comments because they made a really not okay comment. They were making comparisons to child porn. Nope. Fuck no. No. Not on my fucking channel, you don't, buddy. I'm gonna add a bit more color to it first before I add more glitter, because I want to see if I can get this color to really, really pop. Again, you don't really necessarily need a lot. But some of the colors I've noticed the mica takes really well and like really pops, and then some of them don't. When we want this, when we're getting it ready to actually go into molds, you want it to be almost like you're making a sand castle. You know, you want it to like really hold its shape. Like right now, it does not hold its shape. I was planning when I reached 1,000 subscribers, which I thought again would happen very long time from now, that I would do some kind of little stream and maybe answer questions and stuff like that. Since that's happening a lot sooner than I ever expected, I think I'm gonna do a little thing where I respond to some comments, and you know, obviously if people want to ask me questions and whatnot, we can do that too, talk about things that maybe I would have liked to have done differently, respond to some of those criticisms, especially that I do really agree with, some of which I did respond to in the comments. But again, I think some of my comments might have accidentally not gone through or something. So to that end, I am going to be doing a live stream this coming Friday. So that will be, hang on, 6th? Yeah, because tomorrow's the first. And some glitter. Glitter, 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 glitter. Oh, also, a really cool thing about the polysorbate that we put in is it helps to make sure that your bathtub does not get dyed, which is another reason why I like using it. So I have here, I believe this is cherry blossom. And with essential oils, you don't necessarily want to put in too much because you don't want to overwhelm someone. Also, if you are sensitive to scents, you can also just skip this part. You do not have to put in any essential oils if you do not want to. You can just do a scentless bath. Maybe the other oils might have a little bit of scent to them, so you might have to like, you know, pick and choose what you use, but if not, you know, have fun. So this is the cherry blossom. I'm gonna put in a half teaspoon of that. Also, I apologize that all these measurements are in American. I also have this essential oil called Rain, and I just really like the way it mixes with my florals. It's so nice. I really like to mix this in with my lilac essential oil when I use that. So I'm also gonna put that in. This shouldn't cause your mixture to fizz too much. But you can, again, as you put it in, just kind of mix it up. Now, if you're not making a couple of different types of bath bombs like I am, you can also just like take the oils and just mix it into the oil mixture we did earlier with the measuring cup. But again, since I'm doing 2 different mixtures, that's why I didn't do it then. And then we're gonna mix again. So yes, because of all of these great comments and all this feedback, and now that I am at 1,000 subscribers, which is like a really nice big milestone that I did not expect to reach this soon. I'm gonna do a little live stream. I've done one once. It wasn't great because I was just doing it off my laptop. This time I might try to set it up in such a way that I stream from my GoPro, which is my main camera. Yeah, I'm filming with a GoPro 7. We are very low tech here. So if you want it to have a stronger smell, you can definitely put in more essential oil. Personally, I don't think you need to go too big. If you want to get more complex scents, it's nice to mix floral in with like a more woodsy smell. So like I like to put in sometimes, I have this one called Willow and Ivy. So good. There you go. You can kind of see it's it's definitely has more color to it now that everything's mixed in nicely. It's definitely very glittery, which is also very, very cool. How wet it is. So I have some silicone molds, which are heart-shaped because they're very, very cute. Because I am very, very cute. I like to make my bath bombs pretty. So 2 hearts. I'm just gonna sprinkle in. These are just some rose petals, some dried rose petals that I have. I think what I'm gonna do is aim for Friday night, and hopefully as many people as possible can make it. Again, I know international people now, which is weird. So I'm not sure if everyone can make it, but we'll try. We'll do our best. So I am thinking 8 p.m. EST time, which I believe with the universal time thing makes that midnight? Midnight Saturday technically, so that would be the 7th for other people. It's very important to remember when you're doing time math that AM and PM can change what day you're on, which I sometimes get screwed up. Pew, 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 pew. Ooh, you foaming a little bit, buddy. Yeah, ooh, there we go. Oh, it's so wet. Oh, there we go. There we go. Oh, that's looking nice. Yeah, it's holding its shape pretty good. Double-handed. Amanda can double fist it. Oh, shit. Live stream on Friday, 8 p.m. EST time. Other times for other people. And yeah, we'll chill. We'll talk about, I'll respond to some comments. I'll answer some questions if you have any questions. If you have any questions, you can post those down into the comments below. You can message me questions if you want. My email should be down there. Please don't send me a dick. I've already gotten my first dick. Don't send me a dick. I assure you, when I want dick, I can get dick. I mean, Christ, pandemic. But if you want to send me questions, go ahead. I will be prioritizing my patrons' questions. So if you want to make sure your questions are answered, the best way to do that is to become a patron over on patreon.com/Mainely Mandy. Very exciting. I'm at Mainly Mandy on Twitter. I'm also at Mainly Mandy on Instagram. If you want to follow me on Instagram. I don't do a lot on Instagram. It's mostly just pictures of my cats, which I mean, I personally think that's a good reason to follow, but that's, you know, that's me. All right, so now the fun part where we just fist. What we're gonna do is we're gonna be taking our handfuls of our mix and we're just gonna push it in. And you really, especially with these silicone, whatever, mixtures, you really wanna make sure you're pushing it in and filling up as much space as possible. The silicone kind of moves around a little bit, so this is a little bit of a tricky thing. But you just really wanna compact it. Just pack it right in. Push it real good. Little hearts. But that's good. Certainly these heart molds are very big. I have some skull molds that are smaller, so you can technically make more bath bombs with those depending on the size. But usually this equals out to about 6 total between both mixtures. Kind of spread it in there. Spread it. Now you're gonna leave this somewhere where hopefully your cats won't get to them for at least 24 hours. If you find after 24 hours or however long you decide to let them sit out that when you take them out of the mold they break apart, you actually can then crumble them back up and use the witch hazel to remold them again and then see if that works. Sometimes it doesn't work, but sometimes it does, and it is a nice little trick that I learned from a friend. I also want to show you how to do a little roundy boy. So this makes a more traditional looking bath bomb that you probably think of when you think of a bath bomb. Basically, you want to do the same thing of where you're like really filling in your bath bomb mold. like basically so that it's over full. You want to do that with both halves. Also, if you want, you could do this in a way where you have like different colors meshed together, which is really fun. You could do things where you put like a color in the middle and then the outside is like a white. I've seen people do that to make like Hogwarts house bath bombs, like to find out what your Hogwarts house is. And you know, since usually when I see them, they're being sold by swag people and not like, you know, certain fucking transphobic pieces of shit, that's pretty cool in my opinion. Do not give J.K. Rowling your money. Once they are both a bit over filled, you're then gonna kind of like mush them together. And I kind of like twist them just to make sure they're like really going in. As you do that, you're gonna see it's gonna kind of start coming out the edges. And you're trying to make these essentially close. You want the lids to close. As this sits, as it kind of sits and hardens, it tends to expand a little bit, so don't be surprised if even if you get this down really good, which I have a hard time doing because I don't have any arm strength at all. All of my strength is in my stems. It's not in my arms. You might notice it kind of starts to open up a little bit. That's normal. And again, these you want to have them sit for at least 24 hours. I also just realized I didn't put flowers in that one. Whoopsie. And then you repeat the process with your other mixture. So I will be doing everything else with this, although I will be changing my gloves because I don't want to get the dye in it. And I also will take a moment to wash a couple of things just to make sure that the essential oils that I don't want aren't in that one, as well as the color. I am not gonna make you all sit through another one. So that's it for now. But yes, live stream on next Friday. I'll get this video out pretty quickly. 8 p.m. EST time, which again, I think is midnight Saturday, according to UTC, I hope. The future editing Amanda will fix that in post if I'm wrong. And yeah, we'll talk, we'll hang out. I will get real with you all and it will hopefully be a fun time. So if you make it, cool. If you can't make it, that's fine. I am honestly really surprised at how quickly this channel has grown. The fact that I got a Thought Slime, obviously, huge burst and everything. The thought that, you know, even a little bit before that, anybody was subscribed to me at all really meant the world to me. It means the world to me. And I am just incredibly grateful that anybody would think that my content has any value, you know, not just the fat phobia video, but the other regular content that I do, which is mostly focused on non-monogamy. That really means a lot. There's been a couple of naysayers. That's always going to happen. But overwhelmingly, the response has been amazing. And I really want to thank everybody. If you've commented, if you shared, if you just hit the like button, thank you so much. It really means a lot. A special thank you to all the new patrons I have. Before, literally all of my patron subscribers were people I knew in real life, including my dad. So the fact that people are willing to give me money to do this is huge. And the fact that I am being interrupted by a siren right now really fucking pisses me off. So sincerely, thank you all. I really want this channel to be a place of some potential good, whatever that means. I want to occasionally do what I did with the fat phobia video and kind of walk off the beaten path a little bit and talk about other things that matter to me. I have a whole list of subjects. That most of them are non-monogamy, but some of them are other things that are just things that interest me. For example, I really want to make a video eventually about being child-free. So that will be a thing that happens probably not until next year, but there's that. There's a really big project I have working on right now that won't be out for definitely a few months. And that one is really gonna be interesting to see what the response is to that. And we're gonna be dealing some very heavy subjects with that one. And knowing that I have a community around me that's going to be supporting me and who I can reach out to when I need help, who can help me hopefully have better audio, because yes, I saw some of your comments about audio. I'm gonna work on that. And just making sure that this channel grows in a way that is responsible and I am taking accountability for the times I do screw up, because it's gonna happen. Hi, I'm a cis white lady. I'm gonna fuck up. If you are a subscriber, if you're a friend I have in real life who actually knows me, if you're a good old Mina who just happened to found this channel while you're eating your whoopie pies and drinking your Moxie, thank you so much for being here. And I want to be worthy of the space that I am taking up and to do something good with it. So that's what I'm gonna try to do. And I really, really wanna make this as much of an engaging, responsive community as possible, because I feel like I have a responsibility to make sure that I'm doing my due diligence and doing right by all of you, and also making sure I am a good ally to the communities that I'm not a part of. This world fucking sucks. You know, everything is challenging and overwhelming, and just there have been times when I really have just not wanted to get out of bed because of how rough things are. And that's not even necessarily connected to my mental illness. It's just sometimes things have been really rough, especially in the last couple of years. So hopefully I can put out what little good into the world I can, and you all can help me do that, and we can just make this fucking work. This is long and rambly, and I am hoping now everyone understands why I am very detailed and focused on my scripts. Sincerely, thank you. If you can make it to my live stream, awesome. If you can't, no worries. I appreciate you all for being here and just listening to me at all. And especially for all of my fellow fat ladies and guys and MBs out there, you are all amazing. I'm sorry that this world sucks. So thank you so much for watching. Make sure you're subscribed, hit that little bell so that you get notified when my videos come out. Share, like, comment, write your questions below, and I will definitely do my best to answer them during my live stream. And hey, just like take care of yourself, okay? Okay, just like maybe just go drink some water after this. If you're tired, take a nap. If some guy was telling you to smile in the street, maybe go stab him, you know. Self-care. Bye. Okay, and now to make it black.